Welcome back to Makeup a Love Story, and welcome back to bronzers, blushes, and highlights. Oh my. So today we are going to be talking about some of my favorite bronzers, blushes, and highlights, in case you couldn't tell. So I decided to do this a while back, but I've gotten kind of distracted with other things. So I've got them all right here, and it's a filming day. So I thought, why not? So while I still have on this makeup, before I go take it off and do another video, I thought, why not do this one? So I thought, let's go ahead and talk about some of my favorites. And so I am going to actually go over some of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my bronzers. And I'm going to grab one that I actually got not too long ago. And this is the NYX Matte Bronzer, and this is in the shade Medium. And I got this for a video, and I have dipped into this a couple times. And I actually do like this bronzer, and I think I got it because I read the reviews online, and they actually gave it some good reviews. So this bronzer is actually a pretty good bronzer. I would recommend picking this up if you're looking for a bronzer on a budget. And I definitely do like this as an affordable option for a good bronzer. So definitely liking this one. So I'm going to say that it definitely gets the seal of bronzer approval. Another affordable option for bronzer, and this is one that you'll see a lot of people online using, and I pulled this out so I would actually pick this up and start using it more. It's the Essence bronzer, and I have the shade Sunny, and so I pulled this out so I would actually start using it more. You see, I haven't used it a whole lot, so I'm going to pull this out so I will actually start using it more, maybe even tomorrow. So I'm going to show you my favorite bronzer from the moment go, and you'll see how much I love this bronzer. And one of the reasons that I decided to go ahead and do this video, it actually still has the little puff that comes with it. They have been advertising this bronzer again on Ulta, I believe, and Sephora. And this is the Beige bronzer by It Cosmetics, and it's their Bye Bye Pores bronzer. This is a great bronzer. You can see how much pan I've hit in it. And I need to pull this out and start using it again. I love this bronzer. It blends out beautifully. It is a wonderful bronzer. So if you're looking for a good bronzer that just gives you a great bronze, this is a good bronzer. So I would recommend it. It has great reviews. Check it out. It is available at Ulta and Sephora. Good bronzer. When I went looking for it, the lady at Ulta was like, I don't know what that is. And I just picked it up and was like, is this not it? And she was like, oh, I think you're right. So definitely a good bronzer. Another one of my favorites is definitely Give Me Sun by MAC. I've had this for a while and haven't even begun to hit pan. I wore the crap out of this for the longest. I put down Bye Bye Pores, picked this up, wore it for a long time. I go through spurts with my bronzers. I'll pick one up, put the other one down, and right now, you guys know, I am on my Tantric. I'm a little upset because I just feel real dumb. I was about to say that mine doesn't have a mirror in it, and I just realized that mine does have a mirror in it. It's been covered up this whole time by this. Okay, so anyway, Omega Bronze. Y'all just saw me have a real dumb moment, but I was looking yesterday at Sephora at some other products, and I noticed that the Tantrics in Sephora had a mirror, and I was like, why doesn't mine have a mirror? And the whole time it's been covered up by this. I just had a real dumb moment. But anyway, this bronzer is beautiful. It is expensive AF, but it is so good. It is so good. So I can see why. It is definitely my most expensive bronzer. The It Cosmetics bronzer, I believe, is around $30. This Essence bronzer is around $8. $8, if that. Same for the NYX, but these are all, you can see I have a wide variety of bronzers. I think the MAC was around $32. It is phenomenal. I love my MAC Gimme Sun. There is no blending to it. I have been using both the Morphe M527 and the Real Techniques powder brush to bronze, and I like both of them. So whichever type brush you prefer, I like both of those. So moving on to blush, I have been obsessed lately with these Flower Beauty blushes. This is the Wild Rose, and I'm loving this color. I just picked up a new color. I can't tell you if I like it or not, so I'm not going to pull it out, but I'm sure I will because it's a Flower Beauty blush. But this is Warm Hibiscus. This was my favorite blush for the longest. These are gorgeous blushes. If you haven't tried the Flower Beauty blushes, I recommend that you do. A lot of people love Milani blushes. Milani products tend to break me out. So I'm not on the Milani train when it comes to blushes. Now, my absolute favorite blushes so far have been these Tarte blushes, and I have been using the one in this Blush Bliss palette, and I love it. They're so good, and so I love this palette so much. And so I have been using this a lot, but you can tell I'm nowhere near hit pan on any of them. All the colors blend out beautifully. I don't have any trouble with like a crazy stripe of blush on my cheeks. So Tarte blushes and Flower blushes, I would say, are very comparable. So if you're interested in a Tarte blush but don't want to pay the Tarte price, then grab a Flower blush. I mean, so comparable. So comparable. So good, so good. All right, so moving on to highlighters. I have one affordable option that I want to talk about because these are so good, but they're a little bit tricky to work with because of the formula. And I just grabbed this shade because it was the easiest to grab, but the Super Shock Cheeks by ColourPop, this is Off Tropic. I mean, look at that. They are so good. I just don't like the way you have to put them on. I mean, usually you need to either use your finger and tap it on or something like that, just the way they're pressed in the pan. One of my favorite highlighters ever is definitely the Jouer Citrine. It looks really, really light in the pan, and it's just a beautiful, it almost feels real powdery too when you touch it, but it just smooths on the skin so beautifully. It almost looks like Off Tropic too, but it's so beautiful on the cheeks. I always almost mix that with something else just because of the color it is. And one of the things that I love to mix it with, I do have another affordable alternative, is the Morphe High Impact in Extra. I'll get a different finger. And this one is a little bit more powdery to me, but I really like this shade for some reason because it actually really adds a pop. That's Extra. And I really, really like Extra. And if I mix the two, it's really blinding. So you cannot have a highlight video without Anastasia Beverly Hills Emery. I mean, you just can't. And this, you just really, I've talked about this highlighter so much that I don't even know that I need to swatch it, but I'm going to. I mean, just look at that. I mean, it's just blinding. And so, I mean, you know what you need to do with that one. So the last thing that I want to talk about is this. I think that if for your money, this is probably your best bet. And this is the Ofra Feelin Myself palette. And this is Blissful, Pillow Talk, and Rodeo Drive. I think this was, it's blinding, $29. And I like to mix the two golden shades. This one is Blissful right here. I don't think that you're going to be able to see it, but right here is Pillow Talk, and it's a little chalky because it's a pinkish shade. I'm not doing the greatest swatching job right now. And then here's the last golden shade. Oh, now that's Rodeo Drive. That is blinding for sure. Rodeo Drive is right there. So if you're interested in, see, all of those are Ofra highlighters. I mean, those are definitely the most blinding highlighters out of these. I mean, well, except for one is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that one is probably the least blinding on my hand right now, which is crazy to me because I would think it would be the most blinding. But I definitely think that out of all of these, I would definitely say that the Ofra palette is the most bang for your buck. And I definitely think that I'm surprised by that. So I just think that if you're interested in a palette, that I would recommend that you grab one of those. Now, the other thing that I did want to show you, and I guess I'm going to have to wipe my hands for this. I thought I was going to get away with not wiping, but probably silly me, should have known better than that. Was the newest addition to my highlighting collection, and I'm really excited about having this. I don't think I even realized how many highlighters and things, and these are just some of the ones that I have that I actually like to play with, so that's what's so interesting, is that it's just some of the ones that I enjoy playing with. But this is the Melt Cosmetics, and I can't call this a favorite or anything like that, but this is the new Pink Moon, and these are what they call the digital dust highlighters, and I'm really excited about playing with this because I think that this is going to be, look at that, I think that this is going to be absolutely stunning. I want to build this up so you can see the pigment. I think that that is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And even as like a blush topper or something like that, but I just think that I cannot wait to try that. I don't want it to cast a shadow, so I want to make sure that I play with it and pack it on in a correct formula or format, but I'm just really excited about playing with that. So I hope that you all have highlighters or affordable options, but definitely get on and look at the Super Shock shadows, the Morphe highlighters. Make sure that you're reading the reviews on those, because I know that some people have had some that didn't perform the way they wanted them to. So make sure you read the reviews on those. I know that people really enjoy the Wet n Wild ones. I think the one that I picked just wasn't the right shade for me. So, but definitely get on, read the reviews. I want to try some of the Maybelline ones. I haven't tried those yet, but I definitely want to do that. But these are some of the highlighters that I really enjoy playing with, some of the blushes and some of the bronzers. So I just thought that would be a fun, cute, short video and let you know some of the fun things that I enjoy playing with. And also a way for me to look at my collection and some of the things that I'm not playing with. And so yeah, until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and tell me some of the fun bronzers, blushes, and highlights that you like to play with. And until next time.